Hello YouTube, this is Ben Gessel. This particular video I'm going to be focusing on some of the um, healthier aspects of foods, certain foods, and focusing on different plant families. So some of it's kind of botanical, botany, botanical kind of a organization here, but I'm going to include some links in the description for you guys, a bunch of different websites that you can look at, get more into nutrition a little bit more. But again, so this video is all about, I'm going to go through all the different kind of food groups a little bit, but I'll try to go through them more or less by in the botanical kind of order, talking a little bit about some of their benefits in the health kind of aspect. And I'm not going to mention a lot about, and this, not so much in this video, I'm not going to mention anything about like vitamins and minerals specifically. I mentioned in 14 foods to my 14 foods kind of video is a bit more, they're a little bit more in depth regarding a lot of different foods and what their kind of how much nutrients they have. But if you go to some of these different websites like World's Healthiest Foods.com, like www.whfoods.com, they'll have lots of information on that. Plus, there's other ones as well. So anyway, and I think I've mentioned some of those websites before. But there's some that really get into all the different nutrients that are in food. So the first family we're going to mention here is the allium family, or onion family. So it has onion. We're talking about onions, leeks, and shallots, green onions, and chives, garlic, all that kind of stuff. All the related stuff. And alliums also, they'll have, if you grow them and they get overripe, eventually, if the flower, there's a flower, because the alliums grow, below soil. But if the plant starts to flower, it's overripe, but it'll produce purple flowers. So just keep that in mind if you're gardening, that sort of thing. So depending what you want to kind of do with your plants. So, but the allium family, this is more a family you generally want to cook them, especially in the case of onions. Stronger onions, white onions, that sort of thing, yellow. But garlic is a kind of an interesting herb. You want to just be careful how you cook it, I think sometimes. But it's more especially the fresh garlic. I usually use garlic powder. Fresh garlic you have to be a little bit careful of, I think. But so the allium family, they're anti-cancer properties, many different things that they help with in that regard, fighting cancer. Also good detox type foods. Good for arteries, lowers blood pressure, fights Alzheimer's, fights viruses and bacteria, reduces risk of heart attack and strokes, lowers total cholesterol, raises good cholesterol, fights all the bad stuff. So allium's really good, and I think in general it's known as kind of a good detox kind of plant family. And of course you have the brassicas, Brassicaceae, and all the things that are basically the cabbage family. So all the stuff that has a little bit of sulfurous. So yeah, it's really, they're really healthy for you, but they're going to taste kind of robust and a little bit cabbagey, a little bit of that sulfur thing. So we're talking about kale and broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, papaya. Well, even papaya, that's a fruit, and also radish and mustard, plus a ton of other stuff. Bok choy, it's a Chinese cabbage, whatever, and I think collard greens are still part of the brassicas. And, oh, geez, I think cauliflower is part of this group. all different kinds of cabbage. I think kohlrabi as well. Kohlrabi. Anyway, there's some other things I'm not even, but anything that's in that general arena. So brassicas, they fight sickness, they help bones, a little bit of calcium there, a lot of calcium. Other stuff, it fights Alzheimer's. A lot of anti-cancer properties in brassicas. So it will definitely help or eliminate or fight against bladder cancer, breast cancer, colon, lung, and ovarian cancers. Helps your eyes. There's a lot of vitamin A. Helps you prevent strokes, fights heart disease, strengthens bones. Again, I hope so. So really great. Going on here, the chenopods, and I know there's a few different ways of dividing this family. There's a beetroot, and the chenopods, I think, make up a larger group. So talking about spinach, Swiss chard, beets or beetroot, quinoa. Oh, it's the amaranth general family is part of overall this. So an epizote is part of this group. So again, that's spinach, Swiss chard, beets, quinoa, amaranth, epizote. There's a few other things, of course, that are in that same family, the chenopods. But they're also good anti-cancer vegetables. And in the case of quinoa, a grain. But so anti-cancer, it definitely helps with stomach, skin, and prostate cancers. Fights free radicals, inflammation. That's kind of a general thing with all these. They're all going to fight inflammation or free radicals because all the antioxidants and all these kinds of vegetables. Chenopods are good for strengthening your eyesight. Good for your heart. Helps prevent diabetes. Good for bones. Improves digestion. Good for your brain. Good for nerve and muscle function. So these are some of the all stars here. Asteraceae, lettuce, artichoke, sunflower seeds, and a lot of other similar kinds of vegetables in that regard. So those vegetables are kind of salad vegetables sometimes. And also known as the daisy family, and I think dandelions, or there's a few other types of flowers that are part of this. Edible flowers, even, that you can use a little bit. But all these kinds of things are good for heart, anti-inflammatory, good for arteries, the lower bad cholesterol, calms your nerves, good detox. Vegetables help prevent heart attack and stroke. Moving on, the Asparagaceae. I think that this is a type of asparagus, basically. Asparagus is often linked with the allium family. I think botanists have some evolving areas regarding how to group this guy, but essentially asparagus is great for your heart. It prevents kidney stones. That's a big one. So it helps prevent kidney stones. So maybe it's worth a few extra buck or two sometimes. I know it's one of the more expensive vegetables, but it definitely helps prevent. That's a really good thing. It helps prevent kidney stones. Reduces risk of neural tube defects. Fights diabetes and helps control blood glucose levels. Well, that's good to know. So if you're having some trouble with diabetes or blood glucose levels, asparagus is a good thing to eat to help remedy that. One of the other greens, I know. So nightshade family. This one, it's definitely very healthy, but I know there's some stuff out there that gets into some of the things that are not so great about it. I think it's more of an issue if you're an older woman. Just want to be careful how you prepare some of these things. So it's worth looking into again, if you're especially an older woman, just double check on the nightshade family. Maybe just do a little bit of reading before getting a ton of this stuff. But I think potatoes and tomatoes are pretty commonly eaten, so those are the two big ones you want to, especially potatoes. But the nightshade family, or the Solanaceae, is the name. It includes potatoes, tomatoes, peppers, bell and hotter chili peppers, plus paprika, okra, eggplant, goji berry, and there's some other ones in there that same arena. But all these kinds of things. So nightshade family is good for your heart, fights cancers. In general, lowers blood pressure, helps with sleep, good for your brain, good for workouts, good, more potatoes especially. And so you want to make sure to cook a lot of these guys. The nightshade family, as you know, has some a lot of parts to the plant that are poisonous, and you're generally fine eating the part that's not poisonous. There's just going to be sometimes, well, it's you just want to make sure that you cook, cook these guys and be careful with tomatoes. Make sure just to eat the tomato itself, nothing else, right? Just the tomato. Um, Same thing with some of these other guys, but so you can cook a lot of the nightshades in miso soup. It's suggested; it's a good one to do. But there are some concerns with this plant family, particularly again if you're older lady. So, okay, the Apiaceae family, consisting of carrots, celery, dill, fennel, caraway, cumin, cilantro, parsley, coriander, plus some other stuff too that I'm not even thinking about. But this whole kind of, again, we're talking about more salad vegetables. Kind of like Apiaceae and Asteraceae are very connected with this, again, the salad vegetable kind of thing, along with maybe the tomato from the nightshade family. There's some other ones too, but basically, carrot, celery, dill, fennel, caraway, cumin, cilantro, parsley, coriander. I'm not sure if anise is in here. I think anise might be there too. But okay, so Apiaceae is anti-cancer, definitely. It fights skin cancer, breast cancer, prostate, lung, and colon cancer. That's all part of the family. Help to just be more fights diseases and things. It helps with immunity. So those things. The family in general protects your eyes, like the vitamin A and carrots. Lowers bad cholesterol. Good for arteries. It's anti-inflammatory. Prevents formation of gallstones. So kind of like the Aspergillus, and that kind of so Apiaceae good for preventing gallstones. It's a good detox family. Good for hair. Good for bones. Good for weight loss. Good for libido. It's a coolant, so there's some things that can help you just kind of help you stay kind of not help you not be hot. Good for just getting a good night's sleep, and it's anti-stress. The next one here. I mean, again, I'm just talking about vegetables mainly in this one. Vegetables and herbs. Maybe a few other things related to those guys. And there's always a few other types of fruits or nuts or things that creep into these families, so it's not too. But like Cucurbitaceae. So we're talking about melons and gourds. So pumpkin, squash, cucumber, melon, zucchinis, other kinds of squashes, acorn, butternut squash, yellow squash, and zucchini. And all the melons, watermelon, cantaloupe, honeydew, cassava melon. All this is all kind of the same family, Cucurbitaceae. It's great for your skin. Prevents cancers like ovarian, prostate, and breast cancer. Good for your heart. Restricts diabetes, so it's good for diabetes, fighting it. Promotes digestion. Fights headaches. Lowers blood pressure. Good detox. So you see a lot of like fruitarians, even a lot of just vegans or vegetarians that are eating Cucurbitaceae type guys, especially to up at a detox type thing, and particularly with the melons and the cucumbers. They're not so they're not quite as they don't have that sulfurous aftertaste that the brassicas might have. So they basically they taste watery and not and else, we want some balance there, but it's kind of the fruitarians. I think the fruitarians are particularly fond of the Cucurbitaceae type family, the watermelon type stuff that way. So it's good for detox and other stuff like that. Fights arthritis, good for your hair. There you go. Good for fingernails. Lamiaceae, mint, herbs, lavender, calabash. They're all antibacterial herbs and things. Prevents colds, inhibits cancer, so it fights cancer. Enhances your memory. So that's especially the case like mint and sage and things. good for keeping alert and keeping your brain fresh and going. And the smell of sage, can kind of pick up your senses a little bit, pick up your thought processes a little bit. It's a good kind of just enlivening kind of thing. Good for your skin, anti-inflammatory, good for hemoglobin in the blood. Mint is great for that area. It's good for your eyes, particularly the retina. Relieves. Here's the big thing with Lamiaceae, with the mint family, that sort of thing. Helps relieve toothache and gum inflammation. Some kind of dental thing. It's a good natural mouth freshener. It's also good for your heart, reduces stress, and good for digestion. I know, and especially probably talking about places like India. They probably go to just chew mint leaves to just help with eating, having everything go smoothly in the digestive system. So, one more family for this video: the Lauraceae family, consisting of avocado, cinnamon, and sassafras. It's good for your heart, good for blood circulation, also good for libido, promotes digestion, good for your brain, good for weight loss, prevents cancer, all kinds of cancers it can prevent, breast cancer, prostate cancer, skin and colon cancer, good for eyes, lowers blood pressure, it's anti-aging. So again, there's a lot of people, especially women, love avocados. Avocado is like the women food, but not just women, but yeah, I mean like I see people like a lot of fruitarians and things that rub avocado on their skin, like, oh, it's so good for my skin, right? Avocado, it's true. I mean, those kinds of things are great for your skin. They help you not age as much. So let's see. Good for brain, good for weight loss, prevents cancer, breast, prostate, skin, colon, good for eyes, lowers blood pressure, anti-aging, great for skin, good for pregnant women, particularly so avocados, good for pregnant women. Reduces blood sugar, fights leukemia and lymphoma. This is good in the cinnamon a little bit. Good for your brain. Fights Alzheimer's, reduces arthritis, lowers bad cholesterol, helps your teeth. Like cinnamon, especially does that. It's an antibacterial type of thing too. Fights tooth decay. Wow, cinnamon, again. Good for fighting colds, flu, and allergies. So, wow, cinnamon. Cinnamon's more toward the end there, especially. But I'm going to be putting some more videos out there now about kind of approaching these different plant families. And one of the things that I wanted to say also is that it's a really good idea with vegetables and fruits and other plant families too. But with vegetables and fruits, I think variety is great. You want to go for variety because if you eat a variety of small amounts, we'll say moderate, because vegetables are just amazing for you. But if you get a lot of different vegetables, you're getting like a ton of different vegetables. And sometimes if you can get like a dozen vegetables in one day, that's amazing. Like in a salad, that's like amazing. A salad plus some cooked greens and other stuff, But if you can get even 4 or 5, if you only can get 3 in, okay, but a day. But if you can get more than that, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But if you can get a lot, the more of these different plant families, and just within vegetables, you can get. And then of course there's mycota, which is mushrooms, which we'll get to a little bit later. But if you get a little bit of all these different guys in your system, gosh, that's what you want. That's what you want. As for myself, currently I do eat some sauteed onions. I definitely eat some stuff from the allium family, so I get some allium in there. Brassicas, I definitely get a fair amount of brassicas in my diet. Chia pods, I generally tend to go heavier on the spinach right now, but I'll definitely have some Swiss chard, other stuff, quinoa beets on occasion. I haven't really had any amaranth, but chia pods, yeah, I'll have some of that stuff too. Asteraceae, we could probably have a little more of that stuff. I'm very fond of sunflower seeds, but particularly artichoke. Not as much in the lettuce, but it's still okay too. Asparagaceae, yep, asparagus, it's just kind of expensive sometimes, so try not to get all the time. Nightshades, I don't really have as much of this family, but yeah, we'll have some here and there. Apiaceae, definitely. You know, I get at least a certain level of this, especially with celery. I eat more celery than carrots, but than the other herbs and things. Lamiaceae, I definitely have. I use a lot of herbs in my cooking, so get enough of this stuff. Lauraceae. Avocado, I kind of go back and forth. Sometimes we'll have some, sometimes not so much. But yeah, so as far as this area and cucurbitaceae, I get some cucumber. Cucumber is my main go-to vegetable here. I don't really eat very many melons or squashes or pumpkin, so it's mainly cucumber for me here. But yeah, I mean, so I know if I keep doing this, keep eating like this, it'll be good for me down the road. Um, but the key is to have variety, to try to have several of these, and you don't have to have a bunch of any one of these at once, just a little bit, you know. And that's why salads are great. But I like cooked greens, or just lightly sauteed, just like 5 minutes, 5 10 minutes, low heat, 10 minutes tops, like five. It depends how much you're making, but just making sure that frozen vegetables are defrosted basically, just and then not too hot. That's where you want them. Or something with fresh vegetables that you need to cook a little bit. Just lightly saute, lightly, in water, generally speaking. Not really much oil, very much. All right, I will catch you guys later. Okay, bye.